Hello, welcome to the 4 o'clock news with myself, Sean Stang, and my partner, Canyon Breyer. Today we'll be talking about the economy, weather, and other boring news topics. This just in, breaking news.
Breaking news!
As of today, July 14, 1789, at 3:30, the Bastille is being stormed by a group of 300 people.
For those that don't know what the Bastille is, it was built in the 14th century, used as a guard tower for Paris. By now, it's only used as a prison for political and aristocratic inmates. Although it's never had more than 40 inmates, it's always viewed as cruel, brutal, and dark. It's not. It's really just easygoing. Now, it has 6 inmates.
As of today, the Bastille is being governed by a guy named Marquis de Launay. The Marquis wasn't expecting a mob full of 300 people. He was expecting more about it. And now let's go to Eric Taylor with the weather.
Welcome people and friends to the 4 o'clock news. I'm Eric Taylor presenting the weather. It is a beautiful Tuesday out. The sun's shining, there's a couple clouds, a light breeze. As you can see, the next couple of weeks the next couple of days are going to be exactly the same, except for Saturday. It's going to get kind of cloudy and rainy. Might even be a little bit of a lightning storm. We're looking at about a high of 74 and a low of 68. So keep on your shorts and short sleeves, and it's going to be a great couple of days, and hope to see you next week.
Welcome back. Thank you, Eric. That was a very riveting weather report for the next week. So, recently the entire country has been in disarray over King Louis XVI. Everything he's doing is being questioned, even by himself. He's trying to flee the country. How can he be seen as a good king or a good ruler?
I mean, his actions don't show him being a good king, I understand that. But I still think he's done a lot of great things for the people. I mean, some people disagree, but I'm allowed to have my opinion, I understand.
No.
No? Well, I still think he's a great king, in all.
Dang. Alright, that was an interesting turn of events. We will now say goodbye to Sean Sting and welcome Valencia Alvarez. We're going to be going on the scene with LaQuisha Gonzalez to talk with King Louis XVI in Versailles.
And we're rolling.
Okay, hello, this is LaQuisha Gonzalez, reporting live from Versailles. And
Versailles. There is no S at the end.
Versailles. Okay, well, we're here with King Louis XVI, and we're just going to ask him a couple of questions. So, what do you think about the storming of the Bastille?
I think it is total blasphemy and tyranny against my country. France was once the mightiest country in the world, and now its citizens resort to revolution. I do not understand.
Well, why do you think the citizens would storm the Bastille? Many say it's because of the tennis court oath after you locked them out.
Frankly, I do not know. It may be because of this country's absurd ability to make money. We suck at it. And as to this tennis court oath that you are referring to, I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Well, you should ask your wife about this money shortage. On another note, tennis court oath was an oath taken by the States General after they were locked out. So they decreed and they vowed that they would not disband unless they said so themselves. And they would not disband unless the French Constitution was rewritten. So they named themselves the National Assembly.
As the Americans would say, this is bold. Absolute bold. This must be where the revolution has been grounded from and started. There must be put to an end because it is throwing my country into ruins. As to these tennis courts, I want them all gone.
All right. Well, that's all the time we have right now, today. So, thank you, King Louis. Back to you, Canyon and Valencia. And we're back to the 4 o'clock news. Thank you, LaQuisha Gonzalez, for that spunky interview.
My favorite part was definitely when King Louis XVI went, that's bold. Absolute.
That's pretty funny. Yeah.
I couldn't take it. It was just perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's he's still a horrible person.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree with that.
But he definitely got some social points.
Yeah. You know.
Oh my god. Alright. So we're gonna be going to London with Veronica Cruz to talk about the plays, arts, literature, and music of the time.
This is Veronica Cruz reporting to you about music, art, and literature. While some citizens remain in their homes, they can clearly hear the mob outside their windows, storming the Bastille. And along with all this ruckus and rioting that's going on, there's also music in the air. As most know, the most important music composers in France are foreigners. We all know who Joseph Haydn is, commissioned to write a couple of amazing symphonies. One of his symphonies has been the Queen's favorite, which has also been nicknamed as the Queen. Music has been a tool for all of the revolution that has been building up in this country. Another music piece was written by Luigi Cherubini, which is Hymn à la Victoire. I think that's how you say it. Berlioz is also another music composer. He composes many. One of these is Symphonic Framboise al Trionfale. Adding to that, it's La Brunette, La Vinaigre, which is also the vinegar cart. Literature of the time has been fairly intriguing. Charlotte Smith, who is a woman, she proves this. She's an English romantic poet and a novelist. She has wrote Emmeline just last year, and beginning of this year, she wrote a new book called Ethel Lindy. I'm currently in London right now, which is the headquarters of theatre. Haymarket Theatre has many shows playing. The Lord of the Manor, which is a comic opera, will be showing today at 5:30, so get down and watch that. And another one that will be playing tomorrow is The Drury Lane, which is written by a British soldier John Bourgoin. Manager in Distress will be playing next week, comedy play by George Colman the Elder. And that is all for right now. Jean-Baptiste Vical, which is an artist, he died 1785 at the age of 71. He is known for painting Child with Cage and Fastening the Sandals. Back to you, Canny and Valencia, in the studio. And we're back in Paris. Thank you, Veronica Cruz, for that report on the music, art, and literature of the time.
And now we're going to be joining Eric Taylor again as he interviews with Maximilien Robespierre.
Robespierre, thanks for joining me today to discuss this momentous day in history. Thank you for having me. So, before the storming of the Bastille, what happened to make you just so revolutionary?
Well, I've always been revolutionary, but when the Third Estate broke away from their States General, and then the take on the tennis court oath, and then the form of the National Assembly, I thought something big was going to occur.
Yeah. Why did you plan the storming of the Bastille?
Because it was a symbol of political power. I was leading the revolution, and I wanted to discredit the king.
Yeah. How did you get these tools and weapons to storm the Bastille?
The people had muskets, which they had taken from Les Invalides earlier that morning, but they had limited gunpowder, which they could get from the Bastille. During that day, they got reinforced by some cannons that were pillaged earlier. Most of the attackers had swords, which were also taken.
Wow. How many citizens did you get to join your mob?
It started out at 300, and then their soldiers fired upon us, killing hundreds. Then their rescue team showed up and decided to join us. We then proceeded to violently kill all the guards, and then beheaded Marquis de Launay, and ran around the town with his head. It was a glorious day.
Violent. So, what does bringing down this Bastille mean to you?
The start of the revolution.
Well, it seems as though we're running out of time. I don't want to talk your jaw off, so thanks for meeting with me.
Thank you very much for that, Eric. It's very interesting to hear both sides of the story, one from the revolutionary Robespierre and one from King Louis XVI.
I agree with that because they both have different viewpoints on this.
Totally different. I mean, we go from saying it's bold to saying it's the best thing possible. So I think it's good to have both sides.
Yeah.
But just for the sake of my safety, unlike Sean, I'm going to go with the revolutionaries.
Me too.
And now we're going to go to Claire Cassiani to talk about what's happening in the times and what may be coming next.
This is Claire Cassianian with your conclusion and commentary regarding the storming of the Bastille. As it concludes, it had been just 3:30 when the people of the Third Estate had come to march on Bastille, marking it as a huge impact upon our history. Those who had come were searching for gunpowder and for prisoners, leading us to see the actual perspective toward Louis XVI from the view of others. Initially, we know the actual intent of the marching was to free political prisoners and to show that they could actually make a difference due to their enraged feelings toward the government, their overbearing and overtaxation. As far as we know, Marquis de Launay had felt very threatened, and he agreed to surrender due to the condition and the safety of his troops. Obviously, the chaos was created and the people refused this offer. However, after many negotiations and many refusals, Marquis de Launay finally caved, and the people dragged his body throughout the city. From what we hear, King Louis XVI is very disgruntled about this result. Little does he know, or insiders inform us, of the current march of the Third Estate to the Palace of Versailles, in determination of taking the king as well. On a different level, a complex attitude can be told in this immediate reaction to the fall of the Bastille. As praise of the French people in the condemnation of unruly power, and the supposed attempt to rid the country of the aristocratic tyranny, a bloodbath has resulted. In other words, this revolt has been anti-French, but also anti-mob. Now, all we can do is wait and look and expect to see the results. Just then, citizens of Paris are currently preparing for a counterattack. However, we are unsure if there actually will be one, or if there will be further effects of this. However, they did make it to the news. From what we expect, the country will be removed from the hands of the monarchy and the royalty. And as reporters and analysts have previously noted, the church and feudal system will come to a termination. The real question lingers as to what long-term effects will be in effect for the country, and what will this outrage have on society. Will our professionals be correct in their expectations for a revolution? If so, many lives will be changed, altered, and forever forgotten of the past.
All right, thank you very much for that, Claire, letting us know what may be coming next, and we'll see if King Louis XVI can do anything about it. Well, we're about to conclude this news broadcast. We're just about out of time. Throughout the whole thing, we had Eric Taylor with the weather. It's going to be nice, not too bad outside. It's going to be sunny most of the time. Saturday, we're going to have some rain. King Louis XVI was interviewed by Lucretia Gonzalez. We had Veronica Cruz talk about the social aspects such as plays, literature, art, and music. We had Eric Taylor again interviewing Maximilien Robespierre, getting the revolutionary aspect on the storming of the Bastille. And we had Claire Cassiani telling us what may be coming up for the country's future.
Oh yeah, and we lost our fair
friend Sean Stang. He's gone. He decided to side with the king, so keep him in your prayers. Actually, don't. We don't need any more people getting shot at. All right, well, we hope everybody has a good afternoon. Stay away from the Bastille so you don't get shot.
Hello, and welcome back to the 3 o'clock news. Eric, God damn it! This just in, breaking news. Breaking news. Alright, we didn't screw something up.
Oh yeah! Alright, got it.
Alright, Eric, hey.
We're live. Oh, hello, this is Lucretia Gonzalez reporting live from Versailles.
This must have been what started the revolution. Okay, we're not rolling, are we?
We are.
Okay, seriously.
And now we're back in Paris. Thank you, Veronica Cruz, for the
Report.
report on music, art,
Stop.
and culture.
Camera. Dang it, Eric.
Before the storming of the Bastille, what happened to make you so revolutionary?
Well, I've always been revolutionary, Eric. But
What? What did you do? I did nothing.